Let's get started. All right, we back with your boy Willie Southside and Professor Clark's in the building. Where he goes with his waving. We want to start off with a random question. It has nothing to do with the topic. Random question: who is your crushes growing up?
My celebrity crushes.
Yeah, celebrity crushes growing up.
So I think I've talked about this before on the former podcast. So it's either Ashanti or Brandy. I can't remember which one I started liking first. Probably
And
Ashanti.
really, I would have thought Brandy because Brandy was out for so long before Ashanti.
But the thing is, I didn't watch Moesha when it was originally on. I grew up with reruns in the early 2000s, so that's around the same time Ashanti blew up too.
Yeah, because I think Ashanti probably first started coming out right when the end of Moesha. I wonder, let's see when the last season of Moesha was. Moesha ended in May 2001. Okay. So that was right before Ashanti started. Okay. That's why that's when and Moesha went from coming on went straight to reruns. Quick as hell too. So you said Brandy and Ashanti. Those are like your two biggest. If you had to do a Mount Rushmore of your celebrity crushes growing up, who's your four? What four crushes? I know I'm at
Ooh,
least putting Christina Milian. I was in love with.
great one. Yeah.
Kyla Pratt. I was in love with some Kyla Pratt. She is up there. I wanted to go on one so bad and fight Arnaz and let him know that Kyla is for me, homeboy. Lisa from Saved by the Bell was I love some Lisa. She was just a little too bougie. But I love some Lisa. Oh, but my first white celebrity crush was Topanga from Boy Meets World. Topanga was thicker than cold peanut butter. She was weird, just how we liked it. And she had a weird ass name. And you know what's crazy? She was white, so they called it a weird name. If she was black, they would have called it ghetto.
Mhm.
That's wild. They would have called Topanga
Yeah.
ghetto if she was black.
Oh, they call her name exotic, but if she was black, it
it was it was eclectic and
right.
exotic Topanga. She was her father's name was fucking Jebediah, so she had no choice. And it's crazy because she got weirder as the show went on. I mean, she got less weird as the show
Yeah,
went on. She
yeah.
started out in those first season. She was strange as hell. She was
She was like
odd.
a hippie.
Yeah, she was a real hippie, and then she just each year got more and more normal. I don't know what happened. So shout out to but yeah, Topanga, Lisa Turtle. Damn, I gotta do a starting five. I can't do just a Mount Rushmore. Topanga, Lisa Turtle, Kyla Pratt, um, who did I say? Who did I miss? Kyla Pratt.
Is Lisa Turtle Lark Voorhees' character?
Yeah, Lark Voorhees.
I didn't watch Saved by the Bell, so
Oh, okay. Oh, and Kelly Kapowski also from Saved by the Bell. I was in love with some Kelly Kapowski. Boy, if I need to see what Kelly Kapowski and Topanga Lawrence is doing today because they both still look bad. So
yeah.
shout out to those. I would
Who?
my six man, my six woman, Loretta Devine. I was always in love with. I,
Devon.
bruh, I love Loretta Devine. I've loved her since I was a kid. When she was in what's that scary movie about when I saw her in Urban Legend, I knew I was in love. See, you don't know about that. That came out in the late 90s right there. And she played a security guard. She's always just had that sweet, soothing voice, and you just want to lay your head upon her bosoms, and she's just gonna rub you and take you to sleep. Shout out to Loretta Devine.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
So who rounds out your celebrity crushes?
So here's the thing. I came up like at the very beginning of the social media age. So a couple of mine might be like video vixens or like social media models from like the early, like I would say early 2010s, like late 2000s. So okay, I would say Brandy, Ashanti, Jessica Alba,
I was not expecting that one.
because she was huge when I was growing up.
She oh you
And then
them early mid 2000s, she was everywhere.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because I grew up, I've always been a comic book fan. So when I'd watch the Fantastic Four movies and she was Invisible Woman in those movies, like yeah. Um,
What was the dance movie that she was in? Remember she was teaching some kids how to dance and stuff?
oh, Honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Looking back, was the dancing good in that movie now that I'm older?
I don't remember. I haven't seen it since I was in like middle school.
That movie really represents that era of the type of movies that was really coming out. It's like You can
Yeah.
kind of like what year was yeah, '03. That was that era where it was like the I don't know how to explain like the Fighting Temptations, Honey, You Got Served, Coach Carter. It was just those are the movies that I was going to see in like my late middle school, early high
They
school
don't make
years.
movies like that
No,
anymore.
like Drumline, all of those.
That whole like, overcoming a challenge and being part of a team, like they don't make that no more. When you said that, because I was like, The Fighting Temptations isn't a dance movie, but it's a similar pattern
Yeah.
of
And
like
it had all those young black actors and stuff too.
yeah, of like this underdog who like whether it's a team or a single person who is like getting into something that they don't know that much about or they're new and they like learn how to overcome and get better and then they win some type of like challenge. Like yeah, they don't do stuff like that no
Like,
more.
think about it. The Fighting Temptations represents that. Cuba Gooding Jr., he's ain't in the country. He out in the city. He randomly finds out a family member is like passes away, but the only way he can get the money is if he takes the gospel choir to the championships and wins or whatever. And they didn't want to accept this city boy at first, but there's always one person that's willing to give that person a chance. And Beyonce was ready to give Cuba Gooding a chance. And then they disappoint that person that was giving them a chance, and then they win them back over and win everyone over. It's the same thing in Drumline. Nick Cannon did that. Zoe Saldana was, dang, that was Zoe Saldana in that movie. Dang, that's crazy. Which I just found out that Zoe Saldana is the highest grossing actress in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, because she's been in Avatar and the MCU.
Yeah, when I first read it, I said, what? And then I said, oh, okay. You got MCU and Avatar. That makes total, but she's a hell of an actress. But yeah, you had like, I mean, Coach Carter was like that as well. I mean, they didn't want to be able to maintain a C average just for for Coach Carter, and he won them over.
I remember the funniest part in that movie to me is when like someone throws a brick through his window and like open the damn gym.
How about you tell your kids to get a fucking C on a test? Like, what is wrong with you? Hey, no. And then they're in the car at the light. Dude gets out and spits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Coach Carter's wild, bro. They was tripping over a C.
Which okay, after I finish my Mount Rushmore, I'm gonna get to there's an actor from Coach Carter where I just wonder like where he went to because he
Okay.
kind of but rounding out my Mount Rushmore, so I said okay, I said Brandy, Ashanti, Jessica Alba. I'm gonna say Vita Guerra. She was a video vixen
I
in the
remember that name. I'm just trying to remember what I'm about to look her up because I can't remember
yeah,
what she
she
looks
was a
like.
video vixen in the 2000s. She was even mentioned in Game Song Wouldn't Get Far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was naming all of them in that.
he was so salty. Um, yeah, Vita Guerra and number
Of course
five.
you would say her because you're from Florida and she's Cuban. So
I know. Oh, is she from Florida though?
no, she's from Cuba.
Oh, okay,
But
awesome.
and then but Jersey. She Cuban from Jersey.
Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna round it out with a more recent celebrity crush. I'm gonna say Tiana Paris from well, she's an actress. I first got put onto her in WandaVision. She plays Spectrum.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, because I where did I first learn from, she was in was she I think she was in that show Survivor's Remorse that came on
I think she might have been in that. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's her. She is a that's a beautiful woman right there.
If you, I know you're not into the MCU, but just watch a couple episodes of
Dear
Wanda.
White People, my bad. Dear White People, the movie. She was in
Oh
that,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, she's in that too. She's also in the new Candyman movie. I think she's in the
Mm-hmm.
Photograph with Issa
Yeah,
Rae.
she is.
Yeah. Her hair in
Bruh.
WandaVision is magical. I'm
But her
like,
hair and everything is I haven't seen WandaVision, but she was in the which MCU movie?
the Marvels.
The Marvels. Her hair is fire in everything she's in. Like like every time you see her, her hair is top tier. So I yeah, I was just naming them from my childhood, but I definitely would throw her on there too, because that is a beautiful black woman right there, boy. That is a gorgeous woman. Her hair is fire. And then shout out to the one you mentioned before, the Vita. She was in Shake Your Tail Feather, the new workout plan, Kanye, Frankie J and Baby Bash. She was in Burger King commercials. She was on the Chappelle show
Mhm.
when Chappelle did the R. Kelly spoof of the sex tape, I Want to Piss on You.
Oh, she was in that?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta rewatch that.
In 2005, her camera phone was hacked and dozens of nude pictures were sent to the internet. Dang, in 2005 they was doing that. That's crazy.
Outside of fire, Playboy thread.
I literally just read where it said play. That's why. All right, but what was you gonna mention about the from Coach Carter?
Yeah, okay. So let me look up the cast real quick. There's one actor from Coach Carter, the
Which one
Hispanic.
did he play?
Um, I don't remember his name. Hold
Was it
on.
was it the one that was also in Finding Forrester?
Was it
The one
the
that was with Ashanti?
Rick Gonzalez? That's his name.
Oh yeah, the one they made, the one that did the Nelson Mandela poem, and they had to do all the push-ups.
Oh, that's not Nelson Mandela. That's actually
I thought it's Nelson.
Marion.
Hmm.
That's Marion
Well,
Williamson.
tell let the people know. I definitely thought that's
No.
not. Oh, so that's been. Why has that always been circulated as a Nelson Mandela?
Our greatest fear is not that we are
Yeah,
inadequate.
they've always said that as Nelson Mandela.
Nah, that's Marion Williamson. That's a white lady.
I'm now that pisses me off even more now. I'm pissed.
Let me fact check myself.
Okay.
I don't want to be wrong. Our greatest fear is not that we are inadequate. Yeah, so I'm looking at Goodreads right
hmm
now, and that's a Marion Williamson quote.
I'm pissed, bro. I've always heard that was Nelson Mandela. I remember in high school, everyone used that as their senior quote, talking, and then they would put dash Nelson Mandela.
Oh no, no.
That's
But
wild as hell.
Marion Williamson ran for president in what year was that? I think that was 2016 in that
Wow.
Democratic primary.
Wow.
He was like,
So Rick Gonzalez, who played you talking about that played Timo Cruz,
yes,
he's currently in Law and Order Organized Crime.
I haven't even watched that.
Since 2022, he's on the main cast at that. He's had consistent work for a long time though. Like
I
you
remember he was
see,
in so many movies when I was growing. He was, I don't know if you remember the movie Illegal Tender. Have you seen that?
I know what you're talking about.
You need to watch it if you have. That's an amazing movie.
He was in the Guilt Trip
He was
movie
in
with Apartment 143,
I think what's the name of that like that horror movie where it's like something
War of.
electric.
Well, he was in War of the Worlds. I
Oh,
know that.
Pulse. He was in Pulse.
Oh, that's what I just read in 2006. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, War
Yeah,
of the Worlds with Tom Cruise. He was in that as well.
he was in a whole bunch, and he just kind of disappeared. Well, from mainstream movies at least.
Yeah, but he's had, well, I wouldn't say that because there's a couple. I mean, he was in Pride and Glory, which, I mean, he's had consistent work, but also he's been very consistent in television shows for a long time. So he's done a lot of different TV shows consistently too. You don't
Okay.
see more than you don't even see a whole year without at least one role that he's had.
Oh, good for him.
Yep, shout out. I always read, someone posted yesterday because someone put on Twitter and was saying, who's the actor that you thought was gonna like blow up, but they just didn't. And then so one of the actors from that was on The Wire posted something, and he was like, "Y'all don't understand there how much goes on behind the scenes." First of all, he said, "But this actor has been consistently working and is consistently working. Y'all don't understand that all actors have different goals. Not every actor wants to get a big blockbuster role, be in Marvel, or want to win Oscars. Sometimes people, it really is a day job for them, and as long as you have consistent work, you can make really good money and pay all your bills and take care of your family and still have generational wealth. So as long as like they say you don't understand for most actors, it's just to get a role and be consistent. If you can get on a TV show and you can get 5 seasons, 6 seasons on a TV show, consistent work, daily work, then you're
Yeah.
good. And I was like,
Not
damn, that
everyone
makes
wants to
sense.
be, but not everyone wants to be famous.
There you go, bro. They some of them just want like think about all the Broadway actors. Like they just want to act. They're not necessarily trying to be on TV. Like, or even the people. I was watching a Allstate commercial, or not an Allstate, but which one's wears the red shirt?
State Farm?
State Farm. And there was some random dude on there, and I remember I've seen him in commercials since I was a kid. He's been doing commercial work for like
Mhm.
almost 30 years. And I was like, and you know what? I bet he's probably making, let's say he's not making big time money, but if he's making 80,000 a year doing commercials, that's also fire because think about how much time he's actually not working. If you're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
if you're making 80,000 just doing commercials, you get a lot of free time.
Yeah.
And I would take that in a heartbeat, bro. Like, So
And
they
like, think of how many like that guys there are. Where like you see them pop up in movies from here to there, but like you don't know their names, but you just see them in a whole lot of stuff.
like I'm watching currently Lioness, like as we was talking about with Zoe Saldana. And Lioness is a really dope show. It's on Paramount and Peacock. And one dude in there, I said, man, I have seen him consistently almost my whole life. And apparently his name is Michael Kelly. You've seen him in a lot of things as well. Look him up. And Michael Kelly has just, I've never known his name until last week when I said, let me finally look him up. But he was just recently in The Penguin.
Oh yeah, I
He
know who
was,
you're talking about.
bro, I've seen him consistently as an actor. And think about it, like, if you see him in person, people are gonna be like, he looks familiar, but he doesn't have to
Yeah.
have security and stuff. He can still probably live a regular life and get to
Mhm.
enjoy life or whatnot. And he's got to do what he's wanted. And I'm pretty sure he's pretty wealthy, but he's been
I'm watching.
consistently. Go ahead.
I'm watching Desperate Housewives right now, and
That's
like there's a
random.
whole. My girlfriend got me onto that, but like there's a whole bunch of people in that show that like that will pop up and like, oh, I used to see them all the time growing
Uh-huh.
up. Never known their names.
Yep. That's the kind of actor I would want to be. I don't want to be the actor where I can't walk around and do stuff. Like, let me be that actor where someone sees me and they're like, do I know you from somewhere? And I'll be like, I can either joke around like, nah, man, I don't know. Or I'll be like, yeah, that's me. But I would like when I saw when I was still working down there in Florida and I saw Tommy from Martin. He was
Yeah.
coming to because his daughter went to FS went there. And he came in there and he was like, hey, can you show me where the ballroom is? And I still had, I'm walking with him. And I'm like, you look familiar. Do I know you from somewhere? He goes, nah, man, I'm just visiting. My daughter's coming to school here. And I go, you look just like this guy from a TV show I love. And he was like, what show? And I go, a show called Martin. Do you know it? And he goes, yeah. I go, oh, okay. And he's got his name tag and it says Thomas Ford. He goes, yeah. And he pulls up his name tag. I'm like, yeah. And then my dumb ass, I go, you got the same name as him too. His name was Tommy. And then I go, oh shit, Tommy.
That's crazy.
I was so slow. He was like, man, nice to meet you. I shook his hand. He was hella cool. I showed him where the room was and I went back out there. And I'm still thinking, I go out there and I saw somebody that we both know. And I'm like, yo, I just saw Tommy from Martin. And like three people go, what? And one girl, she goes, walk me back there. I want to go. I don't want to go by myself. And I'm in my head, I'm like, I don't want to bother nobody.
Mhm.
But he's used to it. And she was excited. So I walked her back there and we went over there. And she's like, oh my God, big hug. He gave her a hug. They took a picture. He was hella cool and stuff. And then I think that was the same year. Just a couple months later, he passed away at that. Because I remember when one of my former boss came in there and was like, hey, didn't you just meet him last summer and all of that too? So, but it was so random. Yeah, I was like, y'all got the same
He couldn't
name.
have been, he couldn't have been that old then. How old was he when he passed away?
Nah, he was pretty young. I think he was in his 50s.
Had to have been. Dang, that's crazy.
Let's see. He was 52. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. He died that October because it was earlier that summer when I saw him.
Yeah. And of
That's
course we're talking about University of Miami, that we both used to work at.
correct. Shout out
Mhm.
to the private University of Miami, the
Go-
the Great
Okay.
Miami Hurricanes. Go Canes. Go Canes. All right, we're gonna come back and we're gonna get back onto the topic. We'll be right back.